Welcome back to another edition of the Yahoo Fantasy Forecast, where the numbers tell the real story behind your fantasy football lineup. As we pivot from Week 7 to Week 8 in the NFL, Ray Garvin joins Matt Harmon to break down 10 crucial data points every fantasy manager needs to know. From surprise quarterback performances to wide receivers on the rise, this week's data dump is packed with insights you can't afford to miss. First up, Joe Flacco's debut in Cincinnati was nothing short of elite. After joining the Bengals mid-season, he looked sharp, confident, and completely in sync with his new weapons. The question now is whether he can sustain that production moving forward. If Flacco keeps feeding his skill players like Ja'Marr Chase and Tee Higgins, their fantasy ceilings could rise even higher as the weeks roll on. On the other side, Jordan Love is starting to heat up for Green Bay. After a slow start to the season, his timing, deep ball accuracy, and decision-making have all improved. It's clear he's gaining confidence and trust in his young receiving core. If this trend continues, fantasy managers might have found a late-season gem under center. But not every quarterback's data is so encouraging. Caleb Williams, the much-hyped rookie, is showing a few red flags. His completion percentage under pressure and turnover-worthy plays are starting to add up. The talent is undeniable, but the growing pains are real. Managers should temper expectations until he finds his rhythm against tougher defenses. Now, let's talk about wide receivers. Matt highlights WRs who dominate against man coverage, the kind of players who don't just rely on schemes, but win on pure route-running skill. These are the receivers worth investing in long-term because they consistently create separation and earn targets even in tight coverage. Meanwhile, Olave continues to shine quietly in New Orleans. Despite inconsistent quarterback play, Olave's efficiency and yards per route run remain among the league's best. If his offense can stabilize, he could be one of the breakout stars of the second half. Ray also turns the spotlight on Tez Johnson in Tampa Bay, who might be the next man up after injuries have thinned the Buccaneers' receiving core. His speed and explosiveness make him an intriguing waiver-wire target, especially in deeper leagues. Then there's Alec Pierce, who's finally earning the trust of his quarterback and emerging as a fantasy starter this week. His target share has climbed, and his red zone involvement is trending upward, a clear sign his breakout may be underway. But not all the news is positive. Saquon Barkley's numbers raise concerns. His yards after contact are down, his burst looks limited, and the Giants' offensive line struggles aren't helping. The data suggests it might be time to adjust expectations for one of fantasy's biggest names. And finally, the big question, can Derrick Henry bounce back? After a few subpar performances, Henry's workload and efficiency will be closely monitored. The Titans' offense has looked out of sync, but history tells us counting out Derrick Henry is always a mistake. From elite debuts to troubling trends, this week's data drop is a reminder that fantasy football isn't just about gut feelings, it's about understanding the story the numbers tell. Stay sharp, stay adaptable, and make every move count as we head deeper into the fantasy season.